Hi everyone. I have gotten a lot of questions about scholarships and also college essays, and so that's what we're going to be discussing this week. This video is going to concentrate a little bit more on where to find scholarships. The other videos are going to be two other videos posted. One is from a college professor who actually evaluates the essays, and she has some really good tips on what they're looking for. And then just some examples of some essays that students have actually done and how they could be improved upon. So, but for this one, it's like, where do we find the scholarships? So actually on the Siegel webpage, they do have a section under counseling for scholarships. And so they have a list where you can find all sorts of things. Over here on this right-hand side, those are scholarships.com, FastWeb. Those are all scholarship search engines, and we're going to take a look at those in just a second. But if you also go right here, this is a Google Doc that also has like a lot of scholarships. Like here's one for UT specifically, and it has just some stuff that you can kind of go down there and see if any of them will apply to you. And it's very important that you make sure that it is something that will actually apply to you. One year, my guidance counselor knew I was going into education, and I was asking for scholarships, and they handed me a scholarship, and turns out it was one for nursing. And I had spent 2 weeks getting letters of recommendation, writing essays for a scholarship that I could not even be a contender for because I was going into education, not nursing. So make sure that you read through them very carefully and make sure that they are for you specifically. Like this one is given to a deserving African American junior. So like if you're a senior, you couldn't apply for that. So just making sure that you are applying for things that you can actually qualify for. So a couple of my favorite scholarship search engines, FastWeb is one of them. Now, before you start joining these websites, I will tell you they will inundate your mailbox with spam, all sorts of spam. And so what I would highly suggest doing is when you go to make accounts for these scholarship websites, create an email address just for scholarships. It's going to make your life so much easier. I made the mistake of signing up for one, going through it step by step with one of my students' classes a few years ago. And oh my gosh, the spam was unbelievable. And so basically, when you go to any of these, FastWeb, scholarships.com or whatnot, it'll ask you a ton of questions. And what they're doing is they're trying to tailor scholarships to what you would qualify for. Like, if you're a woman, if you've got Native American heritage, if you wear glasses, if you're Jewish, if you're Methodist, if you're Muslim, like they have all sorts of scholarships for very specific, I guess niches might be the best word. So you just need to make sure, fill it out honestly as you can. And, every now and then one of them will I think I did it one time, and it asked me if I did any athletics, and I said I ran track. I think it popped up, I forget what it was, like a swimming scholarship. I'm like, I don't swim, not that good. But anyway, so just answer that when you sign up for these things, create that separate email address, go through them, answer those questions honestly, and it will help tailor some scholarships to you. Unigo is a really good one too. I'm actually going to show you some very specific scholarships from Unigo, but just to kind of show you what I was talking about. But so you can look for athletic scholarships. Athletic scholarships for graduate students. Students don't realize that you can actually get scholarships for grad school as well. You can look by scholarships by major. What's available out there for your specific major. Things like that. And then scholarships.com, again, that's another really good one. They will spam you out the wazoo, but they have some really good ones that you can search for. So those are search engines. You can also look for company-specific scholarships. So for example, Taco Bell has a scholarship that they put out every year from the Taco Bell Foundation. And basically what you do is you have to create a 2-minute video that addresses these things. What's your passion and how are you currently pursuing it? How do you plan to use your passion to make a positive change in the community? And how will education enable you to pursue your passion? So yeah, if you wanted to make just a quick 2-minute video, just go for it. I mean, it's 2 minutes out of your day send it in, and you could potentially win. I think it's a $10,000 scholarship. I can't remember exactly how much it goes for, but yeah, try for that. Look up just company specific. Like I just did a Coca-Cola scholarship search, and came up with this. They have scholarships that they offer. Most companies do. You just have to look for them. So try doing specific. This one's closed for right now, but look up like specific companies like Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Apple, whatever, and see if they've got a scholarship, and then possibly apply for it. If any of you are part of a religious organization, now I go to First Methodist Church. There's no secret about that, but they do have a scholarship. This is last year's. They don't have this upcoming year's ready yet, but our church offers a scholarship every year to a student that attends our church. So if you do go to any type of religious organization, ask your leaders, hey, do y'all offer a scholarship, and what do I need to do to apply for it? And that might be something that could be kind of fun for you to do. And also the applicant pool will be very small compared to like a Coca-Cola scholarship or the Taco Bell scholarship, where you're probably getting tens of thousands of people applying for it. If you go to a local religious organization, you're probably only going to get maybe 10 to 15. So it's a really good way to maybe find another scholarship. Now, Unigo has got some really cool ones. And that actually kind of ties into your asynchronous assignment for this week. So one of the ones I was going to ask you to do is the Zombie Apocalypse Scholarship. Potentially, you can choose between three. And what I like about this is not all college scholarships are these, well, how do you plan to change the world? Or what's the time that you overcame a hardship? This one's just kind of fun, and it's $2,000, which is really nice. And you basically just have to write a very short story where you pretend like zombies have attacked your school, which I think is kind of cool. It has to be under 250 words. You have to flesh out a plan to avoid the zombies, include where you'll hide, and 5 things that you'll bring to stay alive. So you need to make sure you include those things in the little short story and keep it under 250 words. Scholarships and college entrance essays are really big on the word counts. So, like, don't sit there and think, oh, well, I'm going to write a 270 word story and they're going to be cool with it because it's going to be awesome. No, they're going to be like, nope, you went over the word count, you didn't follow the directions, we're not even going to consider you. So make sure that you are paying attention to any word count restrictions that are on there. And the thing I like about Unigo is that on a lot of these things, they have the see the previous winners. So you can actually click on it, and it actually has the short stories that people had created that won. So you can get a really, really good idea of what they are looking for. So yeah, go through those and just kind of see what people have written. It's kind of cool. This I like. This Damian P. from Chicago, he made it into a poem which stood out, and it said, to be sung to Hamilton's My Shot. I just thought that was really cool. I think that would be a great way for your entry to stand out and be very different from everyone else's if you wanted to try to do that. Another one that they have that's really awesome is the Top 10 List Scholarship. It is 10 things you love about you. And a lot of you have said, I have a really hard time bragging about myself. But this is the one time you can do that. This one's a $1,500 scholarship. And again, its deadline is actually coming up New Year's Eve. So if you wanted to try for this one, it would be a lot of fun. And again, you can go see the previous winners, so you can get a really, really good idea of what they are looking for. So, going to go through during your own time and just kind of look through these things. And these links will be in D2L actually as part of your asynchronous assignment, because I'm going to ask you to either pick the Taco Bell scholarship, the Zombie scholarship, or this top 10 to complete for your asynchronous assignment. So yeah, look through the previous winners and figure out what you would like to do. But that's probably the best places to find scholarships, is using those search engines, talking to the guidance counselors, looking up specific companies, asking religious organizations, or, even if ask your parents' companies, like wherever your parents work, say, hey, do you offer any scholarships? to your employees' students, children, because they might have some scholarship programs that you just don't know about. Maybe even your parents don't know about. So the important thing is just to get yourself out there and not be afraid to ask.